Well, Ottawa parents have many questions after some major changes at the city's largest school board this week. The provincially appointed supervisor, Robert Plamondon, announced the sudden departure of the Ottawa Carleton District School Board's Director of Education. And now the Ford government is set to open what it calls student and family support offices at the 5 school boards it has taken over, including the OCDSB. Joining us now to discuss all of this is Ontario's Education Minister Paul Calandra. Appreciate you being here, Minister.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Parents have obviously felt very cut off from access to the board since that supervisor moved in, and trustees have been rendered essentially ineffectual in their previous role. The centre is something, but how will it work? Is this an opportunity for parents to go in, talk to someone face to face about their concerns, or is it more of a call centre?
I think by and large, what'll continue to happen is that parents will still be reaching out first and foremost to their teacher and to principals, and they will have an ability to escalate for some of the more serious issues that it can't be resolved in that fashion up to the board. There will be a number that they can call. A case will be opened. They'll be contacted within 2 days, and an expectation that within 5 days there will be a resolution made to the complaint or the concern. Or additional work will be done. And it's not just for the biggest of issues. Like, it can be something as simple as, how do I download my child's report card? Sometimes parents have said, I don't want to always ask the teacher, is there other way we can have simple questions answered? And this is an avenue that brings together those who are already doing the work in the board in a more in a fashion that is more responsive to parents and easier for them to access.
Okay, but some parents would say there's been only big issues of late. You referred to the school board a couple of times in an interview with News Talk 580 CFRA yesterday as a hot mess. I think a lot of parents feel this whole situation is a hot mess. Who is at fault in that? Is it the trustees? Is it the recently departed Director of Education?
No, look, I've said right from the beginning, I think first and foremost, the fault has to lie with governments, provincial governments, that for the last, frankly, 40 years of all parties that have continuously downloaded responsibility to boards and to trustees who don't have the ability to address some of the fundamental issues surrounding our educational system. By and large, we've always seemed to have wanted to avoid the accountability that comes with being the decision maker. So I think first and foremost, it lies with governments that have done that. The Ottawa board in particular, look, it's one of those boards that took a multi-year surplus, turned it into a deficit, but there was ongoing challenges between trustees, fighting happening between trustees, parents who felt ignored, and we knew that we had to step in and bring the board back on the right path, and that's what Supervisor Plamondon is doing.
As we try to ask questions on behalf of a lot of those parents who come to us in terms of media accessibility, the supervisor has come in with a very clear statement saying media accountability, accessibility is not part of that mandate. Is there anyone here in Ottawa that we can go to? Will the new Director of Education be accountable to media and parents? Pino Buffoni did an excellent job of walking us through even some very controversial components of that recent review that has been thrown out. Is that who we go to? Do we go to you? Who do we go to with those questions that parents come to us with?
Yeah, and to be clear, first and foremost, the mandate I gave Mr. Plamondon was a clear one: bring the board back under a long-term fiscal sustainability. It is I who have removed his ability to outreach to media. I want those inquiries to come through me because I want to be ultimately held accountable for that. The new Director of Education will still have the ability, as Pino did, to answer questions of media. For parents, nothing has changed. You can still go to your teacher. You can go to the principal, vice principal, superintendents. That process remains the same. This new office that we're opening is the same people who have been dealing with challenges within the system from parents, but centralized and easier for parents to access. So none of that has changed. We're just making it easier and broadening it out so that more parents have access to it.
And I've heard you say that trustees aren't even aware of some of these problems and concerns that parents have, that they haven't been keeping a good track record of some of those concerns. Is there a role for trustees going forward in your mind? I mean, they're considered this grassroots, municipal, close to the people, layer of elected official. Is there a role for trustees? Do you have any faith in trustees going forward?
Look, you're right in the sense that many of the boards were not tracking what calls that they were getting from parents on what issues they were resolving. Look, they were, in many instances, the boards were doing a good job of resolving those issues. But when you ask for data, what are the types of things that parents are concerned about? Many of the boards weren't tracking that. With respect to the governance model, I'm still reviewing the governance model. I haven't brought a recommendation forward to cabinet yet. But I have not seen anything that has pushed me away from my initial thoughts that serious governance, the model has to change. It has to be more able to move more quickly than we are today. And I'm still reviewing whether trustees should be the main avenue by which that change happens.
More control in Toronto at Queen's Park and less here at the local level in Ottawa?
No, I don't buy that at all, Patricia. Let me fight back on that one if I can, just for a moment. We're not getting rid of school boards, like full stop. I have no desire to get rid of school boards, amalgamate them, or merge them into one. The Ottawa Carleton District School Board, whatever governance change I bring forward, will still exist. Parents will still have local boards to access local services. So this thought that somehow the minister from Toronto is going to be deciding what schools should open, that's just not on the table at all. So boards are still going to exist. Local access to decision making will still exist. But what I want to do is really have a system that is able to move more quickly to address the very different types of challenges that we're seeing. Like teachers, this is a tough job. Like some teachers will have 5 or 6 IEPs that they're dealing with in a class, and we aren't moving as quickly as we should. And when you look at some of the results, the testing results, parents are continuously frustrated. A $43 billion system isn't giving their kids all the tools that they need to succeed, and we got to do better.
All right, last question to you then. When those parents are frustrated with some of those things and do come to us, if they are not happy with the service they get at these call centers that come in the winter, we can come to you, and you are sort of, you're the last line on all of this.
You can come to me. You have a number of really great members of provincial parliament in your community that you can access as well. But don't stop. If you want to get to your teacher, don't stop. Get to the teacher, the vice principal, superintendents. The way 99% of all cases have always been resolved, that can still continue to happen in that fashion.
Education Minister Paul Calandra, thank you very much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.